now to
Yes,
be able to like change that. Yeah.
exactly. And that's what I've kind of dedicated my life to. And in a lot of ways, in that car ride, in the back of a cop car, I'm processing a lot, as you can imagine.
Right.
And the one thing that I really heard from God during that moment, he said, like, have total peace. I will walk you through this and you'll get out of it. It was like that confirmation that I just needed. That vision was real. Like, you're going to be good. And I don't know why I was feeling that, but I really just did. And, but there was a bit of a contract there too. And he was like, and you're going to share this story and you're going to help others. And so, like, I will walk you through it, but like, you can't be quiet about it. This is actually not for you. This is for everyone else. And so that was, that has been such a big anchor for me. And, just really helped me stay grounded to remembering why, why I share and helping others so that way they don't get to that point. And I always say, that point for you also might be way more minimal because I like to say, like, I'm kind of an extreme person, so it sort of makes sense. God gave me this. Like, I'm a skydiver. I'm like, traveling the world. We like got rid of our home. So it's sort of like it like matches my style of like living. But like some people, like they're a little bit more gentle, and you might. I literally remember interviewing someone on my podcast years ago, and she was like, her moment where she like had this wake up call was because she fell on her face and she was just done. And she just literally like fell on her face and like tripped over something, and she like had this big realization, right? So I just like to put that perspective into play because you can allow yourself to like have that moment anytime, and if you actually get around people and hear these types of stories, you're going to start to see like, okay, there's path A or path B, and it's not a gray zone. It's I either am going for life and creating love and, you know, being a positive impact, or I'm sort of just like self-centered and I'm doing things that I know aren't right, and and then that's another path. And so I think the more that you can hear other stories of, people going maybe down a really tough path, you can get yourself out of it sooner.
Yeah, that's what I love about these stories. Like, so thank you for being here too. And I like love listening to different podcasts and your podcast too. That you hear these stories that so you can like skip the hard parts too.
Yeah, and, like, as I get older, I'm like, I don't wanna, like, waste any time guessing, and that's why we hire coaches, like how we connected, and, hire people that are masters in what they do so we can fast track and create more results, create more beauty, more heaven on earth.
Awesome. One of the things I love about what you said as well too is that your vision of like sharing your story is more impactful than your fear of not doing it at all. And I'm sure you tell us a little bit more how you help people like get over that fear, because I feel like a lot of people here like they have this impactful story or business and they want to share it and create their own podcast, but they're so afraid of, maybe what people think and da, da, da. But like one of my mentors used to always say, it's like it's more than that. Like, get over yourself. Like,
Yeah, exactly, and, like, I'll shoot it straight. That is that self-absorption path. It might not look like you're doing evil or something like that, but you're not actually using your gifts and being of the full service that God created you to be. So, there's a lot of unused, untapped potential that's just there, and there's so much that comes from us using our voice and our words and our everything gets created from us speaking. And so you got to be able to speak clearly and share your stories in a way where you're being vulnerable, you're telling the truth. That all matters, and you never know who's going to be on the other side listening. And so sometimes if I get in my head and get in this like self-absorbed spot, which happens to all of us, but when that happens, I really got to think either I'm here to, anchor it into someone that I know needs to hear exactly what I'm saying. And I can like picture a face. Maybe it's a friend or an acquaintance, that I know, oh, if they just heard this thing, like everything could change in their life. So I either picture that, or if I can't picture someone specifically, I actually just think back to the younger version of myself. So a lot of times, like if I'm on social media and I'm like posting something, I'm actually sometimes just posting like to talk to me last week, even, I'm like, hey girl, this is what you needed last week. Because if I needed that last week, there's probably someone else that needs it this week.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. That because I do that too. Like literally when I post, I'm like talking to myself too.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or something I'm going through. It's like, well, someone else is going through it too. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
definitely.
And if you
What
just have the courage to just press that like share button,
I
you
know,
just
right?
never know where that's gonna go.
You never know. And I don't know. For me too, I don't know about you. Like, do you see yourself like when I post, it's like I don't know, a mix of business and like my personal self. Like I can't help it. Like it is most people want to keep things super separate, but like I like feel like I'm pretty genuine and transparent. Like how do you know, think about that and what you how you coach people on, branding themselves online.
Yeah, totally, totally. I think it's both, right? It's like you
Mhm.
gotta show the business side, but also you gotta show the you side, and different platforms might be that differentiator as well. And you can play with that as a brand. You can choose like, hey, the my Instagram is going to be my personal side where I'm showing maybe more lifestyle and stuff like that. Where then I'm going to post on YouTube and it's going to be more directed at business or vice versa, right? So you can kind of get creative and play with it as well, depending on who's your follower on the other side.
Awesome. Awesome. So let's tell them a little bit more about you and what you and your husband do together. Like you're building a business together. How do you help people and what do you do differently than most entrepreneurs?
Yeah, totally. So my husband and I have evolved podcasting, and we have launched hundreds of shows, podcast on the themes of health and wellness, personal development, business growth, um, and some finance shows as well. So, what we're all about is just making an impact and sharing that through storytelling. So, we have over 400 million downloads between our clients. We've been able to really make a big impact with the leaders that we work with. And, just watch them rise into new levels of authority and leadership in their space because of the storytelling and the vulnerability. And then, of course, we love to pair it with AI and systems and strategy because we think that there's this, unique human brand potential that we have in today's age, where if you actually pair your vision and who you are uniquely with the stories and the testimonies that you've walked through, you pair that with technology, you can create this exponential brand experience or movement through what you're doing. A lot of that happens because when we take AI and we actually use AI and technology for all the things that are repetitive, and then you have more time and space to actually do the things that only you can do, that you should be doing as a human, like things like this and
Yeah,
connecting with people and living life to the fullest or getting creative and thinking of totally outside of the box ideas. So that's how we like to kind of pair what we do and how we work with people and scale and grow businesses from there.
I love it. I'm such a creative and I love to blend creative and AI and I'm all about that as well as an integrator too, helping people behind the scenes with go high level and systems and automations. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. And there's so much things to do out there that are repetitive, like you said, that can be taken over by AI
Mhm.
without having it be super robotic or unauthentic and all those things, and helping you show up a lot more easier, and creative. Like I think I muted myself. That was weird. I thousands of dollars for a photo shoot, right? Or thousands of dollars for a creative idea. Like I just literally had myself walking on the dock of a boat dock. Like I'm sure I could go down there some and have someone videotape me, but like be able to do that in like seconds with AI, amazing. So
So fun. It is
how do
so
you help people with your podcasting AI driven strategies? Like where can someone actually start to start
Yeah,
there?
well, absolutely. You can just start by storytelling. Like that's
Mhm.
number one, just getting online or, stretching your comfort zone to just start sharing stories consistently. Of course, we believe that everyone should have a brand. If you're someone that knows you have a story and a mission to grow, then you got to start a podcast, right? You got to start sharing your story and like revealing what has happened behind the scenes. You cannot show up just doing the Instagram reels. It's boring. Like
Yeah.
people need more depth, right? So that's where we always start people. But of course, there's some companies that we work with that don't even use podcasts, and we are actually just focusing on the AI side of things. And that's really cool because it's usually companies that maybe have known that they're a little bit behind the times with technology. A lot of pen to paper folks. And I love my journals and all of that stuff, but there's a time and a place for that in each company. And so we've been really going into companies that maybe felt like they were a little behind the times, and then AI came in, and now they're like sort of getting nervous of like, where's my industry going? How am I going to be able to keep up? What's going on? And so we go in and we help them install AI into first the owner's lives and lifestyle, because that's what Sammy and I, live by. It's like our top value is fun in life and business. So we make sure that that's in place and they have taken things off their plate that just should be done by AI or, delegated out. We free up a ton of their time. Usually it's 20 to 40 hours a month. So like shocking amount of time. And then from there we can like start playing and, like you said, get creative with, okay, now what can we build? What were those projects that you've had on your heart or mind for like the last 10 years that you just haven't started yet? And then we start building them out, and then we can create, totally new revenue streams and do it in record time using AI. So that's some of the stuff that we're currently doing and really excited about.
Amazing. Can you talk a little bit more about the revenue stream and like how people can monetize it? And it means one thing is like, oh, okay, great. Like we freed up some time. Now, what else can we do to actually make money?
Yeah. So a lot of times, if you're a founder of a company, you already have ideas where you're already thinking, I already know I can like do XYZ to make more money. The usual bottleneck is not having enough time. So what we found is usually freeing up that time like allows a little bit more mental capacity to come in and say, okay, let me like get this set up. Then what we love doing is just using AI to help you co-strategize and map out the game plan and then get things into action a lot faster, because you can use agents and all sorts of stuff, to basically expand, instead of two hands, two ears, and two eyes, you've got, as many as you want now. So that's kind of some of the ways that we play with it. And of course, even with podcasting, every industry has multiple ways of monetizing. And if you're just looking at like your one business and you think you have this like one offer and that's the only thing you can do, um, if you're starting out, that's what you want to do. You don't want to add too much to your plate. But I think sometimes people actually create bottlenecks in their company because they've been doing that one thing for a long time, or maybe those three things for a long time, and it's good and it's repetitive. And it's time to break out of the mold and try something new. And usually, if you're successful, there's fear in that because you don't want to mess up the
Give
sweet
up.
thing that you've got going on. But what we found is you can really fast track some of the failing forward stuff with AI, and you can fail a little bit faster, which is, Jeff Bezos's whole thing with Amazon is fail faster. If you can fail faster and kind of look at all the different scenarios using AI and plugging things in and just working at a really much more accelerated speed, you can create new revenue streams so fast and things can come into action really quickly. A lot of times with our clients, we'll find a whole new like multiple six-figure revenue stream that they can add in that usually doesn't even have much overhead, and so it's just like, oh my gosh, this is just mind blowing. And just with AI, it's like, anything is possible. And that's the world that we're stepping into. And so the thing that comes in a anything is possible type of world is just fear. And it's like distraction, it's doing too many things, it's not following through. It's disappointment, thinking, well, if I haven't done it yet, then will I be able to do it like moving forward, holding on to too many past scenarios, or it's just doubt in yourself or your industry, sometimes even just doubting, what the clients can pay or what they can do. But that's where you got to just kind of get a coach to help you get through your own stuff so you can just create and do. We have all the tools we need.
I know. We have so many tools. There's an unlimited amount of ideas.
Yeah.
That was actually going to be one of my other questions. Was like, if someone feels stuck right now or overwhelmed and they're doubting themselves, what would you say to them?
I would say to them, get your girlfriend next to you, call them up on the phone and tell them what's happening, and like get your cheerleader in place. That's so important, is just to have a community around you of like-minded people that are going after it. That has changed everything for Sammy and I. And there's times where we've disconnected from our community, maybe like when we first had Rafa, or different life transitions. And those are the hardest times because we get so in our heads that we forget that we can actually process and co-regulate together with other people. So find your community, find your tribe, find your business bestie that you can call no matter what. Tell them anything that's happening, and they're there to like hype you up and help you. And similarly, get yourself a coach, the person that's not gonna hype you up, but maybe is gonna kind of like bruise you a little bit, tell you all the things that you shouldn't be doing, and like help you get into a better rhythm. So I really think it comes down to people. We can help each other out so much more than we do. And in this age of technology and AI, I think too many people go directly to AI to help them solve the thing, when really they just need to be felt. Right. And really co-regulate with another human, and things can happen a lot faster.
I think it's so important to definitely have a community support system. I'm so lucky I have so many great people around me, and I put myself in different rooms, and like we met at live events and things like that too. It's so important. Oh my goodness, especially in this day and age. And then with what we went through in the last few years, it's just so much. I need it to be. I think people crave it to be in front of people. Awesome.
100%.
So tell us a little bit more how people can get connected with you. I know you have a community on school as well too, and you have lots of events and podcasts and things like that. Where can people connect with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So our school community is really one of the best places. It's called Evolved Influence, building people of influence, not influencers, online. And that's a great place to hang out because we have calls and all types of resources for people that are just wanting to kind of dive into our world and see what we're up to. But of course, I'm hanging out on Instagram. Like I said, that's actually my place where I get to share like lifestyle and what we're up to. We're a family that travels full time. So we get to do these amazing events and retreats and adventures, and so that's something that's kind of next on our radar, is Sammy and I putting together our first adventure cohort group, event. So that's coming up. And we've got a lot of really fun things happening. And I have my own podcast, Miracle Moment. You can go check that out. We're going to have Stacia come on here soon, and we'll be able to dive into her whole story. And just keep in touch. If any part of this moved you, or if you have questions on any of it, definitely just reach out, send me a message on Instagram, and I look forward to connecting.
Awesome. Thanks, Ray. This was so powerful, you guys, from driving off a cliff to building a 7-figure business globally. That's not just success. That's a whole transformation, you guys. So if you're scaling your own business, you're doing a SaaS business like I am, scaling your authority in your business, are ready to unlock multiple revenue streams with AI the right way, then this is your reminder that your story is not your limitation. It's actually leverage. So if this episode hits you guys, comment below what your biggest takeaway is. And if you're serious about building your authority online, then make sure to subscribe here and join her school group. We're going to go ahead and put that in the description later here today as well too. And that's it, you guys. We're just getting started. See you guys on the next one. Much love and aloha.
Aloha.